Reviews are out. Tier lists are updated. Let's talk about who? Exactly, Mari. Time for the final verdict. As usual, we are not on a Scarrow account, but Scarrow, thank you for letting me test. Now, I was thinking that she was gonna be with Rei on less priority and Asuka on top, but looks like she will be one of the best characters of the collab. Is not the best. It depends also what they do after the collab and what they release. Because reminder that the last time we got an amazing B2 on a collaboration, no longer than 2 weeks, she was completely forgotten. She was. Because they released Crown. So there is 2 options. They release a really strong DPS or a really strong support on anniversary. Depending what they do, either Rei or Asuka will lose more usage. It really depends, right? Now, going back to Mary. Really good character. She's on the same situation as Rem and as Summer Rosanna. They are universal supports you can put everywhere, but they have their niche, right? Their usage cases. In the case of Mary, it's gonna be pierce teams. In the case of Rosanna, it's gonna be sustained damage, which there is no units. And in the case of Rem, it's rocket launchers. Okay? Now, let's talk a bit about her skills, priority for gear, cube, and if you should pull or not. Now that we have every single character. When it comes to pulling, we talked about this already. I would only recommend 1 copy of each character because they're limited. They're never coming back. And if you like the collaboration, if you like Evangelion, get more copies. If you don't care about Evangelion, stop pulling. Don't be bossos. Alright? Don't be bossos. Let's go into the skills level 10 and let's talk about this a little bit. So, skill number 1, alright? We have the damage to shields and the pierce damage. This is one of the good skills. The problem with shields is that after this solo raid, we do not know how niche or how often we're gonna be seeing strong shields. Yes, for this raid, it's amazing. What afterwards, right? How many times are we gonna be using this extra damage to shields that every character in the collab has? We don't know. That's the incognito. But the pierce damage is really good. You wanna take this skill at least to level 7 just because of the pierce. If you're low on resources and you're using her as a universal buffer for non-pierce teams, you can put this to 4. If you are using any pierce character, be it Alice, be it Doro, be it your Retohuto, be it your favorite pierce character Nif, you put this to 7. If not, 4. Right? Skill 2, this is her worst skill. And thank God, by the way, because it's nice getting characters we do not need to go 10-10-10 for once in a while. Every DPS over the last 4 months has been a character we need to invest literally 10-10-10. So, skill number 2 is her worst skill because, yes, she gains speed, she's a supporter, whatever, and she gives attack to everyone based on her own attack. As you all know, she's a supporter, alright? Her attack is not going to be that good. So this skill, you can leave it at level 4 and it's more than enough. You could even leave it at 1, but since you're going to be using her, put it at least to 4, okay? And then we have her best skill, and the reason why she is so good, and it's because of this attack damage 40%. We're gonna be seeing this more and more with Shift Up, where they release characters that no longer have only attack, because they cannot compete. If you put support only with attack and crit, it's volume. It's like a shit character no one wants to use. We're gonna see more characters with pierce, sustain, true damage, attack damage, because modifiers are a lot stronger than normal attack. So this is why she's so good. 40% for the full duration of your full burst, and it's attack damage, which is incredibly strong. Her skill 2 you can ignore. Her skill 1 you want to take to level 10 if you're low on resources, because this game hates us and gives us no skill books level 7. So you could be 4-4-7 if you have a pierce team, 7-4-7. If you want to go full investment, you could be going like a 7-4-10 or even a 10-4-10. Depends what team you're going to be using. When it comes to her gear and when it comes to the cube, it doesn't really matter. Like, it literally doesn't matter. Do not waste rocks on her unless she's your waifu. You can overload her. You're not looking for specific lines on anything. If you get max ammo, is good. If you get elemental or attack, it's great as well. But it doesn't really matter. He has low priority. Focus on your DPSs first. When it comes to the cube, she's on the same situation. Bastion and Resilience are the de facto go for 99% of the units in this game until Shift Up change the system, probably for anniversary. But you can put wherever you have a slot available for her. When it comes to team compositions and when it comes to where you should be using her, there is plenty of situations. Like I was saying, for a new player, she will work out of the box everywhere. You can put her, where is she? You can put her for any team, since her buffs are really good. If you have any cooldown reduction character, be it Leader, be it Doro, be it your usual D-Killer wife, she will work, right? Of course, you want to pair her with the Pierce characters. What Pierce characters do we have? There is a few, and I don't know all of them by head because I will probably forget one or two. So let's come here. There is plenty of Pierce characters. We'll know the meta ones. So come here, Pierce. I think all of them should be here. Like always, let me know if there's anyone missing. There is better options, there is worse options. Of course, your Alice, Asuka, Doro, Haran, Copium. You have your Maxwell, Laplace with the treasure. And even Red Hood, of course. The other ones are not as good. If you are not going to be using her with Alice, Asuka, Red Hood, or Dorothy or Maxwell, I would not level up her skill 1. I will not bring her for that Pierce, right? SW, yes, on her burst. I'll put her later. But who cares about SW? She's not in the synchro, all right? White, not in the synchro. But yes, thank you. Remind me after the stream arc, and I will update that. So any of those strong characters, you can bring her as your main supporter because she's giving a skill 1 and burst. If you don't have any of those characters, ignore a skill 1 and you can put her with literally whoever you want. You have a Scarlet Little Mommy, she will be buffing them with a 40% attack damage for the full burst. Amazing. So she can fit on any team, but of course you want to be bringing her into those Pierce teams. Let me put back my amazing wife in here. Thank you, chat, for making Rey my wife. A really good investment. We're almost done with the gear, all right? 3, 3, 4, 4, 10, 10, 10. And only 2 more months or 3 months to suffer. After anniversary, we'll be able to get rid of her, even though I love her, of course. And that's it about her, right? She's right now on T0.5, which I think is a pretty fair place to be putting her right now, with Rem and with Summer Rosanna. For now, we're getting a lot of really good B2s. We were talking about this earlier. The problem is that they are limited. If you miss Crown as a Pilgrim, you miss Rem as a limited character, Rosanna as a limited character, and now Mari as a limited character. Your selection of B2s is really bad in contrast to those characters. So either Shift Up is planning on releasing another strong support, or I don't know what they're doing, because sometimes the balance between burst, classes, elements, and even between manufacturers is just disgusting. Elysian Who. That said though, really good character. I'm happy with them. I think priority is going to be, like I was in my previous video, Asuka with Mary, and then if not, you grab one Rey if you like her. I will only pull 1 copy for them. You don't need dupes, okay? The only reason to pull for dupes is if you're a well or a competitive player, which most of you are not. Even myself, I don't pull for dupes. So ignore them unless waifu. That said, that's going to be our review for the best character in this collaboration, Mari. Make Rey, which is what? Yes.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。